Every day, I feel like I get asked a bunch of different questions about working as a realtor and in the real estate industry. Anything from how much do you guys make? What does a transaction look like? How quickly does it take to sell my home? There are so many different questions that I feel like I want to address, but I wanted to see what are the top 10 questions on Google about realtors and working in real estate. So what I did is I typed in "do realtors" on my phone on Google, and I'm gonna ask the top 10 questions that are followed by "do realtors blank." Here they are. Question number 1 is, do realtors work on weekends? And I think the short answer more times than not is yes. Typically, especially if you're working with buyers, the time for them to go see houses are on the nights during the week and on weekends, typically if someone is working a 9-to-5 job. So if you want to cater to their needs and tailor to their needs, as them being your client, you're going to want to and gonna have to sometimes show houses to them on weekends. Now, if their schedule's more flexible or they can do it on the weekdays, that's great. But typically, the more popular time to show houses and see houses with your clients is gonna be on nights and weekends. On top of that, if you're helping a seller out and you wanna do an open house for your listing or someone else's listing, typically that's gonna fall on a weekend as well. So short answer, yes, realtors do work on weekends. Question number 2, do realtors make good money? And this is one of the most vague answers to a question and questions in general, but it really does vary. I know there's some realtors that are like full-time job elsewhere and they make this their passive income so they can get some side money for the year, and they'll sell 1, maybe 2 houses a year and are content with it. And that's looking anywhere from, $7,000 to $12,000 probably on average as a true side hustle, and they're doing it very passively. On the other hand, I know those that are full-time, this is their full career in business, they have assistants, etc. They could easily be making north 6 figures, so it really does vary. I want to say, especially here in Texas, the average right around 50 to 60 grand a year. I'll be sure to check what it actually is, the average for this past year, and put it right here below. But I want to say that's pretty much the average is around 50 to 60. So I know a lot of people say, oh, realtors, oh, you sell a bunch of houses and you make good money. Like, sure you can, but on average, it's probably not what you think. Question number 3, do realtors get paid hourly? And the short answer is no. It's a commission-only job. Now, there are some agents or people doing some marketing, some assistants, etc., that do have their license that get paid some sort of salary or some sort of compensation in addition to the commissions. But typically on standard, agents get commission pay only. They only get paid out when the property sells or closes. So if you're working on a project for anywhere from 3 to 6 months, house finally closes, that is the date you get paid. There is no hourly pay involved. Question number 4, do realtors need a website? I don't think there's anything wrong with having a website. I think, it's very helpful. It's only gonna help you in your business if you have an organized and professional website. If people are going to find out who you are, having a website obviously helps more than it hurts when coming to having an online presence as a whole. Personally, I don't have a website. I do a lot of my business and, showcase testimonials or sales or listings, etc. on my social media where I have majority following, and it's just easier to view that way. But I do think obviously it is beneficial at the end of the day to have a website, just increasing that online presence that you have as an agent. Question number 5, do realtors help with rentals? I for sure and personally do. I don't think all realtors help with rentals. I think especially when you're first starting out, there are the newer agents that that are trying to get their clientele up, trying to get their feet wet. They do help with rentals. I've slowly stopped working as much on rentals and focus more on the buying or selling because that's kind of where my niche and my clientele is for the most part. But realtors do for sure help with rentals. So if you're looking to rent, if the realtor you're in contact with or know doesn't, I'm sure they can find someone that's happy to help you. Especially on the commercial side, I do help with leasing properties and tenant representation. So short answer is yes, realtors do for sure help with rentals or have the capability to do so. Question number 6, which piggybacks directly off of question number 5. Do realtors get paid for helping with rentals? And the answer is yes. It is not as lucrative as, representing a buy or sell, which I think is a reason why obviously the majority of agents out there, they're pushing buying, selling real estate, which is a great investment at the end of the day. But yes, we do get paid off rentals. Like I said, it's not as lucrative. You know, if you're representing a tenant on a single family home that's renting for $2,000, for example, commission's gonna look anywhere from like $200 to maybe $400 for representing the tenant. Now it can be higher and it's negotiable, but can be higher when representing the landlord in that scenario with listing their property, helping with pictures, marketing, etc. But overall, yes, you do get paid off rentals. It's just technically not as lucrative more times than not than representing a buyer or seller. Question number 7, do realtors do appraisals? And the answer is no. We have licensed appraisers that go out usually on behalf of the lender during a transaction that goes and appraises the property. They go check out the condition, the comps around the area, so what other homes similar have sold around the area, and they make their appraisal and estimate of value on that. Us as realtors, we can look up similar sales that in the area, so we can give a pretty accurate depiction or estimate of what your home is worth or what your home will be valued at, but there are licensed appraisers to give that specific and exact value for that reason. Question number 8, do realtors get paid for showings? And the short answer is no. We don't get paid just to go show a property or per showing. Now, if you're an agent that's helping out another agent or an assistant that's helping out an agent and y'all have some sort of agreement to get paid per showing you do for their clients, great, but typically no. Like I mentioned in a previous question, we get paid commission at the end and closing of a sale or even the rental process. So no, we do not get paid or compensated for showing specifically. Question number 9, do realtors get benefits? And the answer is no. I can speak on behalf of myself and the majority of agents out there. We are in charge of our own health insurance, medical, vision, dental, 401k, or retirement accounts or investment contributions. Car insurance we're responsible for as well. So when it comes to us getting paid, yes, we get paid a certain commission, but then we got to take taxes out of that. We got to set aside money and pay our insurance, our bills, etc. So it would be nice to have benefits, but unfortunately, realtors don't get that. Question number 10, and this is probably the most frequently asked questions by those that are looking to get into the real estate industry or become agents, and that is, do realtors make their own hours? And the answer is yes, but with stipulation for sure. So yes, you get to pick your own hours if you want to work, on your email marketing or social media, etc. You do have flexibility and don't have to stick within a specific window. But what I would recommend and what helped me take my business from okay to better at least is sticking to a schedule. So the better you make your schedule, the better you plan out your day at least a day in advance, if not hopefully for that week in advance. That way you can get the most done and have your head on straight as best as possible. And remember, at the end of the day, you're serving clients who have their own schedule. So a lot of times you're gonna need to tailor to their schedule and make sure that if you're on a listing appointment or if you're showing property or anything in between, that you tailor your schedule to theirs as well at the end of the day. So yes, you get to make your own hours, but it really depends on how much you're working, who you're working with, etc. at the end of the day. Thanks for watching the video about the top 10 frequently asked questions about realtors via Google. Next video is going to be the best places to live in San Antonio, so make sure not to miss out. I'm Taylor Sutlive, and as always, tailor to your needs.